I'm Davy, and I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories, where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. Last month, I was telling stories about times that I had received bad customer service to the point that I needed to say something, and I remembered another one. So here we go. Surprise, I did forget this one because, in my opinion, it's probably the worst. So years and years ago, when I was in my very early 20s, I used to live in this really small town. The kind where almost everybody who lives there commutes to go to work because there's not much out there. In fact, it's mostly dirt. I give it another generation or so before it's completely a ghost town because almost everybody I know who grows up there wants out. I was only there for a few years. And because of the fact that there wasn't a whole lot out there, that also means when you were hungry and didn't want to cook, there wasn't a whole lot of places to go to eat. At the time, you could either go to the gas stations and get some snack that you could put in the microwave, or there was a pizza place I worked at for a time. There was 2 little casinos, and then there was this one place that was like a revolving different restaurant. It just came and went. None of them lasted even a year. They weren't very good. The casinos had decent food, and at the time, where I lived was right behind both of these little casinos. One of them, the only reason I ever kept going back was because there just wasn't that many options out there. But they had a few things that I really liked. They had a great mushroom Swiss burger. To this day, I still haven't found a place that I think has better onion rings. And my favorite thing that they had there was they had a Philly cheesesteak. It was very good. It wasn't authentic, obviously, but it was good. That was my go-to to order from this place, was a Philly cheesesteak. But I would order it with no peppers and no onions. I'm weird this way, but when it comes to onions, even on a Philly cheesesteak, if they're not diced and grilled, I don't want them because it's just too invasive. I'm not a big fan of onions, but if you got the little diced ones that most Philly cheesesteaks have, or that they have like on a McDonald's hamburger or a White Castle burger, those are fine. They add flavor. But this place, the onions they put was just like slivers of onion. Didn't like it. And I don't like bell peppers at all. Every other waitress would just go, okay, Philly cheesesteak, no peppers, onions. Bring me my Philly cheesesteak. There was one waitress who without fail every time had to say, so you want a French dip with cheese. And every time I would tell her, no, I don't. The French dip comes on different bread, has different meat. It's not the same. It's pretty much the same thing. I don't care if it's pretty much the same. I want a Philly cheesesteak. Now, don't get me wrong. I like a French dip. It's a nice sandwich. You dip it in the au jus. Theirs was okay, but that's not what I wanted. And it wasn't the same. But literally without fail, every time I came in, if she was there and I ordered the Philly cheesesteak with no peppers or onions, I had to hear it over and over again. So, a French dip with cheese. No! A Philly cheesesteak with no peppers or onions. It's the same thing. No, it's not. I've had your French dip and I've had your Philly cheesesteak. They don't taste the same at all. The French dip is on a different roll and it has roast beef. The Philly cheesesteak is on a different roll and has steak. What's the difference? I just told you the difference. Roast beef, steak. Those are pretty much the same thing. On what planet are you living on that roast beef is pretty much the same thing as steak? Like, I get they come from the same animal, but so does ham and bacon. Those aren't pretty much the same thing. And this conversation really did happen to the point I finally told her, I am tired of having this argument every time I come in. I am the customer. Just bring me what I ordered. And I thought it worked because the next time I came in and she was there, I went to my go-to, I asked for a Philly cheesesteak, no peppers, no onions. And finally, she did not argue with me. And I was happy. I was like, yay, I don't have to have this conversation anymore. Except when she brought me my cheesesteak, just looking at it, I could see it was a French dip with cheese. She even brought the au jus. This is not what I ordered. Yes, it is. No, it's not what I ordered. This is a French dip with cheese. I asked for the Philly cheesesteak, no peppers, no onions. I keep telling you it's the same thing. I keep telling you it's not. I also keep telling you I'm the customer, and I keep asking you to stop arguing with me and just bring me what I ordered. It's the same, and it's $1 cheaper. It's not the same thing, and I am willing to pay the extra $1 for steak over roast beef on a softer roll than this one. Why does it matter to you if I spend an extra $1? I've really had it at this point. I'm about to get your manager. Just take it back and get me what I ordered. So she takes it back. But then, when she brings me what I ordered, she still didn't bring me what I ordered. This has peppers and onions on it. You wanted a Philly cheesesteak. I've had enough. Get me your manager. It's like I talked about, we'd had this conversation too many times. I was finally at the end of my rope. I'm not the guy who asks for the manager the first time you make a mistake, or even second, third, fourth, 25th at this point. But trying to recover, fine, I'll go have it done how you want it. She picks it up, she takes it back. Part of me still wanted to see the manager, but I was like, you know what? As long as she just gets me my damn food, I don't care. But then she brought it back. First of all, it was odd when she brought it back because it just seemed way too quickly. There was no way they could have made another one in that time. And they didn't. Because when she set it down, looking at the way the cheese was mangled, and the fact that there were still little bits of onions and peppers in there, made it incredibly clear what had just happened. What? Did you pick them out with your fingers?
Ew.
I put my brother's reaction in there because in real life, when I was telling him this story, he instantly flipped. My brother may not look like it, but he is a germaphobe, and he's admittedly a germaphobe. And he was going on and on the first time I told him this story, like, oh, dude, I would have went nuts. I would have went freaking nuts if I knew that she put her dirty fingers in my food. Just thinking about it, oh my God! And you know what? Knowing him, he would have. He would have had a freaking meltdown if he had looked at it and realized that they literally took their bare hands and picked it out like that. I'm not a huge germaphobe, but I will say when it does come to my food, I am. And I don't want people touching my food with their bare hands. A cook is different. A cook usually wears gloves. There's sanitary restrictions they have to stick to. But I could see her through the little door into the kitchen. Not completely. I could basically just see the side of her standing there. So it was very clear she picked it out. But then again, she didn't even deny it. You wanted no peppers or onions instead of a French dip with cheese. Right. So since the first one you brought me was a French dip with cheese that I didn't want, and then the second one you brought me was a Philly cheesesteak, not how I ordered it, I'm sorry, but at that point, you go make another one. Why should we keep making new sandwiches because you're ridiculous? Ooh, bitch, you done did it. 'Cause this is the thing, I'm not the kind of person who flips out in a restaurant. I'm the guy who tries to be very courteous to them, tries to be very respectful, tries to be understanding. But even I have my limits. And I went nuts. Go get me your manager! I'm ridiculous because I want what I ordered the way I ordered it and not for you to put your dirty fingers in my food? Get me your manager now! I was going off to the point that my roommate who was there with me was sitting there trying hard to calm me down, but I couldn't be calmed down. I was furious. I had lost it. I tell you everything I said, but even with YouTube not really having a family-friendly rating on every video, I still feel like they kicked me off. Finally, the manager comes by, and as much as I would love to say the manager came and saved the day, not what happened. Okay, sir, please calm down. I cannot calm down. I'm pissed. I'm very pissed. I'm head-bobbling pissed. Okay, please, you're making a scene. Please calm down and just tell me what happened. So, took a couple deep breaths, calmed down enough, told her the whole story, even how this woman argues with me every time I come in there and ask for a Philly cheesesteak with no peppers or onions. And the manager agrees with me to a point. She agrees it's not the same thing. She agrees this woman shouldn't care if I'm spending an extra $1. But then throws out, well, sir, it's all about respect. Come again? Well, I'm going to talk to her, but I also need you to show respect when you come in here. What are you talking about right now? I'm furious and I have a right to be furious. No, not right now. I understand you're angry right now, but I mean like before when you've come in here. Before what? When you came in here previously. What are you talking about? I have never disrespected her or any of the other servers. I've been very courteous to all of them. Well, according to her, you come in here, you get argumentative, and argumentative about what? Because I want my food the way I ordered it? Okay, well, I'll give you that one. But according to her, whenever you come in here, you never tip. Are you serious right now? Well, sir, the thing about the servers, they do get taxed for those tips, and I know how it works. I know. But here's the problem. Everybody else that has served me, I've tipped them, and I tip them well. You're right, I have not tipped her. Because she has never deserved one. She's always got an attitude like I'm bothering her. She argues with me, the customer, about what I'm ordering instead of just saying okay and bringing me what I'm asking for. Basically ignores me for the rest of the time I'm in here. Like never comes by to see if I need something else. Just kind of throws my plate down. And then later I have to wave her down. Well, that right there, sir, some people consider like waving them down to be pretty disrespectful. And I don't care. Because you know what I find disrespectful is having to wave them down. When I need a refill or something, I shouldn't have to like go, hey, come over here. They should come by once in a while. Okay, fair enough. But they still need those tips. They survive on those tips, so she should knock off the crap then. She should stop arguing with people about what they ordered. She should stop giving them attitude because in her opinion, they didn't order right. And she should just do her freaking job. I have nothing against tipping. Go ask any one of your other servers. I tip, and I tip well when I get good service. But to sit there and basically tell me that from now on I should tip or not get good service, screw you. That's not how it works. You give me good service for me to give you a tip. Because ultimately, I don't have to tip. Tipping is extra. If she's going to barely do what she has to do, then all I'm going to do is what I have to do and pay the check. And you, the manager, are sitting here trying to tell me that if I want good service, that I have to start tipping? Instead of telling her if you want to tip, give good service? Are you out of your mind? Well, sir, if you want to be allowed in here, then don't worry about that. I'm leaving right now, and I'm not coming back. And we left. Funny thing is, he got his food. We didn't even pay the check. We both just got up and left. And it does suck because I did never go back. Despite the fact that I lived in that town for almost another year and there really weren't that many options out there, I never went back to that place. And the thing is, I'm unapologetic about it. I know nowadays there's that whole thing of like we should tip even if we get bad service. No. If you give me good or even just give me fair service, I will tip, and I will tip well. But I'm not going to tip somebody who gives me bad service. And I've even had people try to tell me that, well, maybe if you'd ever done this, I have. I've been a server before. I never argued with people about what they ordered. The only time I ever argued with somebody about what they ordered was when they wanted me to serve them chicken undercooked. And that wasn't really an argument. That was simply, sorry, I legally can't. They wanted something cooked or prepared a way that I completely disagreed with. Whatever. Not my problem. That's what you ordered. So no, I'm not going to tip for bad service, and I'm especially not going to tip you if you stick your disgusting fingers in my food. So there you have it. That's my story video this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me if you've ever gotten service like this before. If you want to tell me that I should have tipped her anyway, go ahead. I'm going to disagree with you. Love you guys.